हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो कैसे हैं आप सभी? आई होप कि आप सभी अच्छे होंगे। आज के इस वीडियो में हम बात करने वाले हैं बांग्लादेश सिचुएशन पर एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ओवरव्यू के साथ। यहाँ हम कवर करेंगे बांग्लादेश का हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड, करंट क्राइसिस और इसके रूट कॉजेस। साथ ही हम समझेंगे इंडिया का स्टैंड क्या है, ग्लोबल रिएक्शन, शेख हसीना का रोल और आने वाले टाइम में इंडिया बांग्लादेश रिलेशंस का फ्यूचर क्या हो सकता है। ठीक है, तो वीडियो को अंत तक देखिए ताकि पूरी पिक्चर आपको क्लियरली समझ आ सके। हिस्ट्री ऑफ बांग्लादेश, अ जर्नी ऑफ स्ट्रगल, resilience and progress. Bangladesh won its independence in 1971 after a 9-month liberation war led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Bangabandhu, the founding father of the nation. Okay, the following decades saw political instability, coups, and martial law, but the nation continued to move forward. From the 1990 onward, democracy returned and governments alternated between major political parties. In recent years, under Sheikh Hasina's leadership, Bangladesh witnessed economic growth, especially through garments and remittances, but also faced criticism over political freedom. आज भी देश के सामने challenges है, natural disaster, economic pressures और political instability. The ongoing crisis in Bangladesh began with growing frustration among students and youth, rising unemployment, corruption, quota-based job discrimination and lack of opportunities. यही से आंदोलन की चिंगारी भड़की, बेरोजगारी, inequality और सिस्टम के प्रति नाराजगी. In 2024, these tensions exploded into massive student-led protests known as the Monsoon Revolution. The movement forced Sheikh Hasina's resignation and exile on 5th of August 2024, and an interim government was formed under Muhammad Yunus. But unrest continued. Before long, incidents of violence, mob attacks, and social tensions began to rise. One tragic flashpoint was the killing of a Hindu man, Dipu Chandra Das, जिसने सामाजिक तनाव और बढ़ाया, fueling anger, fear, and retaliation across communities. After this, protests intensified, mobs turned violent, and the situation worsened. In December 2025, the killing of a student leader triggered renewed riots, arson on media houses, anti-India protests, and over 100 more related deaths alongside economic slowdown, banking crisis, foreign exchange shortages, and inflation. Root causes remain deep and interconnected. Economic stress, political authoritarianism, suppression of dissent, and social fractures driven by inequality and mistrust. पास्ट इंसिडेंट यह दिखाती है कि अशांति के दौर में बांग्लादेश में अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय, विशेषकर हिंदू और भारतीय मूल के लोग, अक्सर हिंसा और डर और टारगेटेड हमलों का सामना करते रहते हैं. Turning to India's stand on the crisis, historically India has viewed Bangladesh as its key strategic partner, supporting its 1971 liberation and cooperating on security, trade, and border management. But after Hasina's ouster, relations grew strained as India granted her asylum and Dhaka accused New Delhi of interference. India's major concerns today include protection of Hindu minorities amid violence, rising anti-India sentiment, border instability, and attacks leading to visa center closures in several cities. Diplomatically, India has urged restraint, called for minority safety, and warned that this is the greatest strategic challenge since 1971 amid fears of radical instability. At the same time, India has supported dialogue, humanitarian steps, and initiatives like the release of fishermen in January 2025 to keep communication open. Now, talking about world reactions to the Bangladesh crisis. This crisis has drawn strong reactions from across the world. The UN has called for calm after the December student leader killing, urging stability and warning that internal unrest could worsen the Rohingya refugees crisis. Human Rights Watch has condemned sexual violence and abuses against women, girls, and LGBT communities and criticized failures in protecting minorities. EU and Crisis Group support a democratic transition, call for EU assistance in reform and stress restraint in rhetoric to prevent further violence. अमेरिका ने आर्थिक और राजनीतिक जोखिमों पर चिंता जताई है. Among regional powers, especially China, Yunus 2025 visit triggered anti-India narratives, while global media portrayed Bangladesh as standing at a critical crossroads. Overall, the global message is clear: de-escalation, economic recovery, and addressing root causes like corruption and inequality to prevent the crisis from deepening further. Talking about impact of Sheikh Hasina. Sheikh Hasina's era left a mixed and powerful legacy for Bangladesh. On the positive side, her rule witnessed strong economic growth, export-driven development, poverty reduction, and progress in women's rights. She also strengthened secularism and close ties with India, improving border security and trade. उनके शासन में अर्थव्यवस्था, निर्यात और महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण में बड़ी प्रगति देखी गई. But there was another side. दूसरी ओर सत्तावाद, भ्रष्टाचार और चुनावी विवादों ने डेमोक्रेसी पर गहरा असर डाला. आफ्टर हर ऑस्टर इन अगस्त 2024, the country entered political vacuum and economic turmoil. Banking crisis, forex shortages, unrest, and rising Islamist influence with anti-India sentiments. Regionally, her exit was a strategic setback for India, while Bangladesh sought her extradition over protest related deaths. In the long run, the revolution is still debated. Was it worth it? Amid mob violence, instability, and polarization, Bangladesh stands at a critical transitional moment. Now, talk about the relations of India Bangladesh. And this relation now stands at a fragile crossroads. Challenges remain. चुनौतियां अभी भी गहरी हैं. सीमा पर तनाव, आर्थिक दबाव और बढ़ती अस्थिरता. But there are opportunities of reset, dialogue on trade, connectivity, water sharing, and trust building, with positive signals like fishermen releases showing goodwill. Strategically, Bangladesh explores a multipolar path while India must avoid escalation and focus on stability and minority protection. Looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, economic cooperation will shape stability and political outcomes may redefine alliances. So friends, this is the story so far. What do you think about the future of India Bangladesh relations? आपकी नज़र में आगे का रास्ता क्या होना चाहिए? Tell us in the comments. We would love to hear your views. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.